Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Blackbeard McFuckboy show, where we'll be talking all things black, queer, and scruffy. I'm your host, Blackbeard McFuckboy. Our black topic of the week is going to be black veganism. Our queer topic of the week is going to be entitled Queers with Guns. I'll give more details on that later. And our scruffy topic of the week is going to be body hair and how to remove it, if you want. So there's a lot of debate that goes on around black veganism, whether the vegan-vegetarian movement excludes POC, whether a vegan-vegetarian diet is accessible for the average black family, and a lot of other shit. And I call it shit because I did a little bit of research. And I found out that not only are a lot of black people vegan, but a majority of vegans identify as non-white. About 19% of the vegans and vegetarians polled in 2015 identified as African American. Now going into the more economic side of things, from that same poll, about 7% of people making under $50,000 a year identified as vegan and vegetarian, as opposed to 1 to 2% of people making above $100,000 a year who identify as vegan and vegetarian. And when you take population size into account, there are actually more vegans and vegetarians on food stamps as opposed to not, than there are meat eaters on food stamps as opposed to not. So I think that debunks the whole financial accessibility-ness of veganism, but to be honest, it does not look good for vegan and vegetarian job prospects. I personally identify as flexitarian, which means that I try to eat vegan and vegetarian for a majority of my meals, but if I'm out with friends and someone orders queso for the table...
Anyways, let's go ahead and pour the nacho cheese on top of this.
Some staple foods like rice, beans, pasta, frozen veggies, cereal, and non-dairy milk can all be found for under $3. I've personally even found them at Dollar Tree. I think within the black community we have a tendency to obsess over these white or Western images of wealth, like coming home to a T-bone steak after a hard day of work, or having these big meat-centric dinners with our families, but at the same time dismissing things like vegan and vegetarianism and just general healthy eating tactics as sort of like white people shit. And I know that's steadily changing with my generation and newer generations, but I would like to see more rural and more older black communities especially coming around to vegan vegetarianism, just because it is as much their planet as it is ours, and I think we need to show them like this new information that we have on how to protect our bodies and how to protect the environment. Yeah. So I saw this tweet over the weekend that was like, if more minorities owned guns, then we'd see more conservative politicians coming forward in favor of gun control. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how well that would work, but I think the idea of disenfranchised communities open carrying is more than just a humorous troll on the Republican Party. I think it can also have smart applications for other reasons. And I know as liberals, particularly neoliberals, people tend to be anti-gun, but to me, living in one of the most violent, the biggest gun cultures in the world, and being anti-gun is sort of like being a male above the age of 18 who's anti-government at the time of World War I. Or being anti-government today and not voting against a potentially fascist regime. Oh wait, in other words, it's kind of pointless. I also think in Trump's America that the threat of violence is still, a very real thing for many trans and non-binary people. In 2018 we saw an increase in the trans murder rate from 2017. In 2017 we saw an increase from 2016, and with that guy still in the White House, we don't know what 2019 is going to look like. So I think, especially for sex workers who not only face, danger from strangers, but also their romantic and sexual interests it's especially important to keep yourself safe. And I know the conversation always gets flipped to, creating new government protections for queer people and harsher sentences for the people who do commit these hate crimes against our community. But, I think we can multitask. Because, in the meantime, the trans murder rate isn't going down, and queer people as a whole are still being continued to be targeted. So I think it's important that we learn to protect ourselves and protect our friends. And also just imagine the iconicness of like being a trans person going on a date with, some pasty cis hetero guy, and you're making out, he starts reaching in your pants, he gets all aggressive like, you don't have a cock, do you? And just be like, nah, I got a Glock though, got a problem? But no, seriously, if you want to help me get this Queers with Guns militia started, go to usconcealedonline.com to figure out what the laws are in your state and to get yourself registered. I actually am yet to do that, so at the moment I am defenseless. Please don't kill me. So body hair has changed in terms of social normalities over the course of history, and I think we're gradually breaking down any sort of like masculine associations with certain kinds of body hair. People always ask me, do you keep this beard to come across as some sort of alpha male? And I tell them, nah dude, I'm just fucking lazy. But I do enjoy sporting, a freshly smoothed pubis from time to time as much as the next guy. If you feel the same, but hate the whole ritual of bending over your toilet with a razor, then you're in luck. But I do enjoy sporting a freshly smoothed pubis, as much as the next guy from time to time. So you're gonna want to go to the grocery store and get this Nair for Men stuff. Not really sure what the difference is between this and the regular Nair, other than it says for men. If you have a fragile ego, we can just say that it's stronger, maybe. If you find the regular Nair for a cheaper price, I say go for it though. So it says specifically to not use on genital areas, but I've never had a problem. So go do it. But yeah, I think you just leave it on for 10 minutes and then just shower it away. I wouldn't do too big of an area at one time, just because like, if it's 10 minutes like on your chest, then it's gonna be like 11, 12 on your dick. And I don't know, this thing says it could cause chemical burns. So let's not find out, So yeah, you just take like a little bit in your hand, put it on some skin that you want the hair to be gone on. I don't want the hair on this random patch of my arm to be gone, so I'm gonna wash it a lot faster, but you're gonna wash it off in 10 minutes? Wow, beautiful, look at that. Just hair's still there, but yours won't be though. Alright guys, that's all the time we have for today. Please drop below and like and subscribe, and remember, stay scruffy.